Welcome to part 2 of my personal story. In part 1, I had only covered a disturbing event that took place in Prabhupada's last month with us. I also shared with you what Rameshwar had revealed to me from his perspective regarding this event and why the GBC took the actions they had. I totally disagreed with their reasoning. While he saw what they had done was righteous and noble, I saw it as a great offense to Srila Prabhupada and to all his followers. In part 2, I start off explaining how deeply this incident affected me and did so for the next 20 years. When I left off, I had gotten a little bit immersed into the Sophic nuances as to why I'm including this event. But this section is about my journey on this issue. So let's go back to that day in November of 1977 when I walked out of Rameshwar's room after he explained that he had just saved ISKCON. His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, had just left this world. It was just barely over a week earlier. It was an excruciatingly sad and somber time for Prabhupada's disciples. I walked out of that meeting feeling totally lost. In my view, I no longer saw those men as respectable leaders, but as liars, no longer worthy of our respect. I no longer saw them as officers of Prabhupada's mission, but as offenders of Srila Prabhupada. And yet now, the fate of ISKCON was in these devotees' hands. My fate was in their hands. All I could see was darkness. Over the next weeks, I became more and more depressed. All I could do was throw myself at Krishna's mercy, Lord Chaitanya's mercy, and beg them to please save Prabhupada's ISKCON. I don't know why, but I didn't even tell a single devotee at that time about this meeting or what Rameshwar told me. And I really don't know why that was. But what I do recall is I just felt totally alone. Even though I was still living at the temple and trying to outwardly appear the same, inside everything was just a dark feeling of loneliness.